Welcome back. Former President Trump back in a New York City courtroom this morning. It is day 20 of his so-called hush money trial. Ex-attorney Michael Cohen's former legal advisor, Robert Costello, will return to the witness stand for cross-examination today. Yesterday, what a day, we're told. Costello confirmed that Cohen told him Trump did not know anything about a non-disclosure agreement payment to Stormy Daniels. Cohen also admitted that he stole money from Trump. He admitted to stealing $60,000 from the Trump Organization. Joining me now is Pennsylvania Congressman Dan Meuser, a member of the House Financial Services and Small Business Committees. Congressman, thanks very much for being here. And I know that this morning you're going to be going down to that courtroom. You're going to be there with former President Trump to show support. Have you spoken with him yet? Can you tell us what you're expecting?
Yeah, hey, Maria, great being with you. Well, we're expecting a little bit more of a circus, I guess, right? I mean, what went on yesterday was, in fact, that's an insult to some clowns. I mean, Cohen just proved to be, along with being a liar and being guilty of tax fraud and bank fraud, he's also a thief, he admits, stealing tens of thousands of dollars. Look, this whole trial is just really sad if you really get down to it. I mean, talk about undermining democracy. They love talking about how they're all for democracy. I don't think there's anything more than weaponizing our court systems and having a presidential candidate accused of all kinds of frivolous crimes. By the way, what is the crime he's actually accused of? Is it fraudulent campaign donation? Is it record keeping? I mean, you know, they're asking for dismissal because they really have not yet defined the crime. And then let's look at the players, Maria. I mean, come on. The judge donates to Joe Biden. His daughter's a big player that used to work for Kamala Harris. Bragg ran on for district attorney, getting Trump. And his largest donor is George Soros. I mean, this is. I mean, if you write this down and put this on paper, you see that this is a kangaroo court situation and a real undermining of democracy and just outrageous. Fortunately, the American people have seen it that way.
Some of the reporters that were reporting from the courtroom yesterday said that the judge was trying to keep Robert Costello focused on one part of, the testimony, saying something like, look, we don't want all this extra stuff. We're not going to have a trial within a trial, I think was the quote. Yeah. But he was perfectly fine having Stormy Daniels up there, right? Giving us these salacious details of this, sexual encounter she claims she had with Trump. And there was no, limit your testimony there from Judge Marchand, the way it was with Costello yesterday, who was basically undermining Michael Cohen.
It's such bias, and you know what else to add to that? The FEC board member, chairman of the FEC, who states that he can't figure out how this is trying to be accused and prosecuted. They won't let him testify. Look. There's a saying with district attorneys: you prosecute a crime, not a person. This is entirely about a prosecution of a person that was targeted, and it was. A crime, an accusation, a prosecution in search of a crime.
Right. So they got their guy. Now they just need to find what the crime was. They got their guy, though. They just have to find out if there was a crime and where the crime is, right? Meanwhile, Congressman, the White House releasing this memo titled, "As President Biden Fights Against Corporate Price Gouging, Maganomics Sides With It." In it, the White House is claiming that Biden's top economic priority is fighting inflation and lowering costs, and they blame major corporations for overcharging the American people. Despite inflation falling from the highs, Biden singled out grocery stores, claiming that the grocery CEOs are making record profits, and he's urging them to finally pass savings on to consumers. I asked John Catsimatidis about this because he owns two supermarkets. Here's what he told me this weekend on Maria Bartiromo's Wall Street. Watch this.
He doubled the price of oil by shutting down the pipeline, by shutting down extra production in the United States. He doubled the prices. So what happens when you double the prices of gasoline? You double the price, to deliver food to the stores, you need diesel fuel, you need gasoline. That increased the price of food. And so the price of gasoline doubled. The price of food is up 40%. Then what happens? The price of interest rates have gone up. The 30-year mortgage is over 7%. I mean, the Bidenomics doesn't work.
So there you go. And yet Biden is blaming him and all the other owners of growers. He owns D'Agostino's. Yeah. Congressman, they write this: so-called Maganomics would set off an inflation bomb and an inflation spiral. Yeah. I guess like what we just saw on Biden's watch when it went all the way up to 9% a couple of years ago.
Marie, everything that they say tends to be, and I put this in energy terms, gas backwards. I mean, John Catsimatidis lives in the real world. I mean, honestly, if an 8th grader submitted a paper on economics and said, this is what has caused inflation, they'd get a C or a C minus, and only then they would get a grade like, even a high grade like that, because they know they'd have a future as a disinformation director of the Biden administration. I mean, seriously, that's the most wacky, backwards thinking, having no understanding of capitalism, no understanding of free markets, no respect whatsoever for the competitive marketplace. Yeah. And you have somebody like, U.S. Senator Bob Casey running ads saying that this is all the fault of greedflation. It's the fault of excessive spending, and just what John Catsimatidis was saying as far as driving the assault on American energy.
Yeah. By the way, I know that President Trump is trying to go to all these blue states. He thinks he's got a shot in New York. He's got a shot in New Jersey. Does he have a shot in Pennsylvania? Absolutely.
Oh, my God. Yep. There's so much Biden buyer remorse. He has not done anywhere near being the uniter, being the calming the waters. He's nothing but a divider. And you know who he's failed? He's failed his base. It's the low-income people that are paying the prices at the pump, whose inflation has far outweighed their wage increases. Yeah. They are feeling it every single day with groceries and gasoline. And they're not going to forget it come Election Day.
All right. Well, we're going to be watching you in that courtroom today. I hope you'll come back, tell us what you witnessed
Sounds good.
When you're up close and personal there. Congressman, it's good to see you as always. Thank you, sir.